Yo, so today we got a question from our bro Truffle24. He wants to know, yo, Elliot, when do you think it's time to give up on a romantic relationship? He says that our chemistry is usually pretty good, but sometimes we end up arguing and I'm split between whether I should stay or I should go. He also says you should know it's usually because of political and worldview differences. So you ought to know that old Uncle Yo believes that you're better off splitting from a woman physically first before you decide the future for you. What do I mean? If you're still having sex with her, you're going to have a hard time trying to discern with your head mind whether or not she's a good find. Because like a drug addict, you're addicted to her drug. And as a result, you can't see her for what she is. There are a couple different dynamics associated with that, but one of which is that every time you approach her with this consideration of leaving her, you're flooded with the reminder of the good feelings that she provides you with when you're boning, bro. And so there's that you ought to know. Number two, you also ought to know that because men have overt power over women, women yield a more subtle power over us. And it comes in the form of sex. And so in a lot of ways, a woman that maybe isn't a good fit for you will keep you under her spell because she has something that you want. She knows that if you go, then you're not going to get the blow, bro. And just like a drug addict, you're going to be scratching and fiending and wanting more of that stuff. And you know exactly where to get it. One of the things that's associated with that dynamic is that of a drug addict and a drug dealer, right? Like the drug addict doesn't love the drug dealer. He loves the drug. He doesn't even love the drug so much. He loves the high. And the drug dealer doesn't love the drug addict. He loves the power that he gets for knowing that he's needed and that he's getting money. And so he has power over this guy. It's an unresourceful relationship. It's an abusive relationship. And it's one that you can avoid if you get off of the drug. And then the third dynamic that's associated with it is the beer goggles themselves. Oh, I meant sex goggles. When you're high, you can't see right. You can't think right. You don't make good decisions. And so, I know there's this term that dudes use called post-nut clarity. Well, there's something that's even clearer than post-nut clarity. And that's the clarity that you get when you get off her drug. Don't blow your load with her at all. And so my advice is to take a sex fast from the girl. Tell her that, in order to see whether or not you love her for who she is, right? This is going to give her, maybe it'll be very threatening to her, first of all. If you tell a girl that you want to stop having sex with her, she's going to feel very threatened because that's taking away the power that she has over you. But if you position it in such a way that you're trying to see whether or not you love her with all of your might, I want to know if I really love you from my heart and my mind. And in order to do so, I want to pull back from the physical interactions that I have with you. Tell her that, I'm really discerning you for a wife and to live my life with you, and that I want to know whether or not it's true that you and I should be together any longer, dude. And so, dude rhymes, but don't call your girl dude. So you're going to take a break from having sex with her. Now, listen, man, like I said, it's a threat. It's a big threat to a girl if you tell her that you don't want to have sex with her. And so you might discover just right then and there that because of her reaction, that she's a bad woman. You got to do this for you. You got to do this for both of you. And you got to do it for the salvation of both of your souls. I didn't mention that, there's a good reason why fornication is a sin. It's not that God wants you to live a bad life or be boring or not have fun, but it's because of the very situations that you find yourself in. When you're boning a girl that you're not discerning and deciding to be with on a logical level, you end up creating bad families. And this is what happens. A lot of people like to blame women for the high divorce rate. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. We know that. But a part of the reason why all those divorces happen to begin with is because dudes are with girls that they really shouldn't be with. And so my advice to come full circle, bro, is to stop blowing your load with this girl. Stop having sex, take a sex break, get your mind cleared up, get that unresourceful or abusive relationship that's tied to the sex off the table completely. And you might find out, wow, what the heck was I doing with this girl this whole time? Now that I'm not getting those pleasurable feelings from her, I can see her for who she is. She's a nutcase. Or it could also be that, wow, we haven't had sex in 3 months and we actually like each other even more because we're not getting into that up and down emotional roller coaster that's often associated with the highs and lows of having sex, dude. So I hope that helps. Done.